So let's build our teapot terrarium. You have your drainage layer, the bottom layer. Basically just holding water that's not getting used as the cycle works. We are just going to plonk all of that in and spread it around. There's your drainage layer. Next, we have our charcoal, or the filtration layer. Basically just cleaning the water as the cycle works. So just from being in the terrarium, it's doing its job. I just recommend to kind of spread it out, mainly in the center. And this just will help you later, because if you've got your plants or your soil going in, the soil is going to blanket on top of that. Our separation layer is basically just separating where the water might be sitting to then where the plants will be. So making sure that our plants aren't sitting anywhere that's just going to be storing the water. I'm just spreading this throughout the terrarium. I'm going straight in with my bags. You can put these into like a little cup or a little shot glass, and it might make it a little bit easier to plonk them in. But I'm essentially showing you with all of our ingredients how you can make your own spectacular teapot. So now I've got my base. You've made a terrarium. I have my terrarium soil, my beach sand, and then my little decorative rocks. I'm going to get my first little decoration in, which is my sand. Basically, I'm building a little beach along the front of my teapot. And this is just going to be a really beautiful way. Oh, I'm tilting the whole thing. So tilting the glassware or getting your bag right in there is a really great way just to create shape, but don't tilt too far. I've got my sand in. Now I've got a little beach happening. I've got the sort of design in. Basically, you're creating the shape and then you're garnishing on top of it with decorative rocks and plants. So right now I'm creating the shape. I'm going to get my soil, and I guess my goal is just to plonk it straight to the back. And then I can do the work and move it forward and try to protect my sand. That's a good amount. You might use all of it, you might not. And now I'm just going to drag this down. And now I have a really cool little mountain, and I've got my beach. And now let's get into the decorative rocks. I recommend you just chuck them all out, see what you're working with, and have fun with your build. In your little decorative rocks, we have a few little secret surprises, which is in everyone's decorative stones. We have little mini turtles, or sometimes you'll find some other little decorations. A lot of them are glow in the dark, but yeah, be excited to find what you get. My little turtle on the beach. So now all I'm doing with my bigger rocks is basically just creating a little bit of shape, and just you can just place them on top of your soil, or what I like to do is use the rock, drag it into my soil, and that's going to help to create a little bit of shape around the rock. And it sort of makes the rocks look a little bit more natural, as if they've always been there. And then we've kind of got like a nice little design coming in. I've got some smaller rocks. I'm going to use some of these, and I'm going to create a cute little staircase building up to my plants or whatever's going to be up the top there, maybe a turtle. Oh no. And this is where we try not to be too pedantic of how pretty the sand is at the very start, because you know you can move a rock and make a mess. Then we can put a little bit more sand later on, and it's going to clean it up. There we go. I got a little stepping stone. Now getting into our plant pack. Now I've got these really fresh, so these guys don't have full root systems just yet, but that's not even a big deal. Basically, they will root into the terrarium. So all I need to do is grab my cutting, making sure that the bottom part is touching some soil, and it will then take into the ecosystem. Your terrarium is an amazing incubator. Keeps everything at a perfect level of humidity and moisture. Our main goal is just stability, placing our plants so that they are sort of just secure into the terrarium. Like you can use tweezers or just use your hands. This one's a little bit bigger. I'm going to place this facing forward but over by the back, and that's going to be looking out over my beach. Your little vining variety, I usually use this as like a back filler, but it's a really good color separator as well. I'm just going to place it so it looks like it's creeping over the back, and it's going to just start to create some really beautiful color. And now with our moss, all we need to do is just pull it apart. I recommend grabbing your moss out, using tweezers or something to pull it, and then we can spread it through the terrarium, and it's going to grow pretty much everywhere that you put it. Moss doesn't have any roots, so it's going to grow just from its foliage, just catching the humidity out of the air. People always ask, can it grow on the rocks? Can it grow, anywhere that I put it? Basically, the answer is yes, but the moss, if your rock or the humidity starts to drop and dry out, the moss on the rock is going to be the first place that it dries out. We have a really good success rate with it just being on top of the soil, and I find that it looks a bit more natural, but there's no wrong way. Place it in. I like to stick some little decorative stones around. I found another little turtle in there, and now I'm just playing. Basically, you're just decorating around. More moss throughout. The smaller little chunks, you can start to create a really cool, I'm going to make a little border on the edge of my steps. But you can literally play all day at the decoration. So I'm going to go over the watering. Oh, I've got one more little guy I'm going to plonk in. This guy. That looks beautiful. So with your watering, basically you've made a rainforest. Our goal with the rainforest is it to be really well watered. We want 100% humidity pretty much all the time. How we care for all the terrariums in our store is basically by looking at them. You don't have to just look straight at it and be like, oh, so pretty. No, we're basically looking into our layers. We're trying to look for signs of moisture. We're trying to look down here that our plants have water down where they can actually use it, as opposed to just looking at the condensation. Condensation is a great indicator of the rainforest. We find it's not the best indicator for the watering, because if you have condensation, you have water. If you don't have condensation, you might not have any water in there at all. So basically, down in your layers, trying to notice a nice color change. So when I'm spraying, and I'm going to be decorating this a little bit more, I encourage you to do the same, but we're spraying straight down into our plants, looking into our layers. We're going for a complete saturation. So I'm spraying, trying to get across my terrarium into my glass, where it's going to create a stream that starts to go down. And what I'm trying to look for is that color change as we're watering. This will be the first water. You might find that your soil, when you get it, is really quite dry, and basically we're just trying to get a bit of moisture throughout the whole soil, and then eventually down into that drainage layer. A really great, innovation of our terrarium soil is that it allows the plants to breathe even when it's saturated. So you can't really go wrong in this situation, but we're just looking at a really nice color change through our layers. And I can see that this is getting a bit denser, which is a great sign that we have the moisture getting in there. Now, no terrarium is complete without a terrarium cleaner, and we are placing that in, and there you go. You've got your teapot terrarium ready for a tea party. Thank you so much, guys, and enjoy the build.